So I'd like to welcome everybody to the
No, I'm fine.
January meeting of the Cascade Stereoscopic Club, and we are streaming to YouTube and Twitch for people who want to try viewing it on a compatible viewer. And so the theme this month is patterns and rhythm, and so as always we have open projector show and tell. We'll select images for the second round of ISCC, and we'll show the first part of Code Folio 36. And then we have some interesting announcements along with upcoming events. So we can get started. Robert, your images are up first.
Whoa.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the Lume Pad to give me the right format here. I'm getting a squish side by side, but
Okay.
I can just preview
Okay.
on my iPad. So we got multiple pads going here.
Bob, you can if you tap it, you'll get a settings icon, a little gear in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, did that.
And then
here we go. Viewing.
Yeah, then it'll give you the option. For some reason, it usually defaults to conversion.
Okay, let's see. Well, I see the viewing options, but it's not giving me a pull-down menu or anything.
Are you in LeiaTube?
No, I think I went to the YouTube channel.
Oh, you need to go. You need to share it to LeiaTube, and then you get what you want.
Yeah, I did that earlier, but I guess it wasn't up yet. So, all
That's
right.
probably what is going on.
Okay, what do we do here? Let's see. We want to go back to the link. Okay, I'm going to hold things up here. So.
Oh, we have time.
All right, let's see. Where are we? Herb, there we are. Okay. And we go down to, we don't want the LeiaTube. So where do I click? I'm on your email here. And
I love this photo. It's pretty different.
yeah, I'm seeing a Rooms link and a YouTube link. I'm not seeing.
So Matt, can you explain, because you're probably viewing it already?
Yeah, Bob, do you have the Twitch app installed on
Yes,
your?
I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Try going straight to the Twitch app and see if you've got Herb Weiner already listed, or you can search for that. That's how I view it on on the Lume Pad. I think it's a better quality stream.
I know Twitch is installed, but I'm not sure. Okay, now here we go. Twitch. Here we go. Okay, we got Twitch, and now it's live. And where can we choose here?
You might need to tap Browse.
Okay, got it.
Do the search, and then look for one word, Herb Weiner.
Got it. Well, I've got Herb now, and if I click the
if you tap that, you'll get a squish side by side.
Yeah. Okay.
And then tap it and hit the share icon.
Yeah, it's an actual live.
Okay, share link.
Yeah, share link, and then you'll have to look for the LeiaTube app.
There it is. Okay.
It's a lot of steps, but it works.
I think we're in business here. It's spinning.
Yeah, I'm hoping the...
there we go. Okay, we're up and running. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, yeah, I'm hoping that new Owl 3D monitor makes life a little bit easier, but we can talk about that later. So, anyway, Bob, I'll let you talk about what you have here.
Oh, this is a soft mushroom coral that I shot in the Monterey Aquarium. And the actual original photo is a macro shot with the stereo realist, and it's a quarter of this screen, and then I mirrored it twice.
Okay. Very nice image.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, it's one of the more interesting things I've seen with the mirroring.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh.
And the original coral is only an inch and a half, 2 inches tall.
How did you take this one?
I'm sorry?
How did you take this one we're looking at now?
This, you mean the bug?
Yes.
This was just a cha-cha with my iPhone. This was an exhibit in Portland. There's a gentleman whose name, I'm sorry I didn't do my research on this to get all of the info, but he has an exhibit where he takes specimens like this and makes art out of them. He'll do arrangements with them, kaleidoscopic things, mandalas. And this was just a straight display, but this display was huge. I mean, this went on for like 9 feet wide.
Wow.
This is only a small section of it. I had, infinite possibilities on which ones.
It's great how he put everything so close, so there's no real empty space, and there's so many colors and textures everywhere. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved colors of beetles, and that's if someone once said, if there's one thing we know about God, is he had an inordinate fondness for beetles, because there's so many of them in the world.
Like the gold one there.
And I thought that fit the pattern theme here tonight.
What is it?
I'm sorry?
What is it?
What is this?
Oh,
Yes.
It switched to, it looks like fur.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm still delayed. Oh, yeah. This is my boy, Cosmo. He was just sitting on a chair in the dining room, and his fur is wonderful. So I took a cha-cha with the iPhone.
I love hair in 3D.
Yeah, interesting. That's nice.
And then put a little frame around it in Stereo Photomaker. But yeah, the texture and the overlapping, I love it.
Now we're in the next one. How did you take this one? The dancer?
Yeah, this is a conversion. I shot this in Cuba, and she was wonderful. And this is part of a video. I did a screen grab off a video frame and then ran it through Immersity. But I first put it into Photoshop and did a twirl blur on it, a motion blur with a circular blur on it, just to give it movement.
Mm-hmm. So, have you compared Immersity to Owl 3D?
I've been trying for the last week to get onto Owl. I've got 2 accounts set up, but every time I try to get installed, it gives me a code that doesn't work. So anybody who wants to help me get on there, I'd love to try it out, because I understand that might even be better. I'm actually trying to get Depth Anything, or a program that uses that, to try that out. Because I'm preparing a show for 3DCon and working with Harold Bays.
Yeah.
And so he's been holding my hand for doing depth maps. And I really want to get into a program that will give me a decent depth map that I can fool with.
Yeah, he did a wonderful presentation in NYSA Presents.
Exactly.
I mean, I learned so much about what I'm not getting by doing automatic conversion. And I still do automatic conversion because I don't have either the skill or the time to edit the depth maps. But,
yeah, no, I love Harold's great because he's as nitpicky as I am. So we've been going back and forth infinitely on some of these images. This one I just did in Immersity, and I'm not thrilled with that. I mean, her back arm needs to be adjusted, and it's a little distorted there, but it still gave the feel I was looking for.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You caught her face very, very well.
yeah, she, as I say, she's wonderful.
And on to the next one. My favorite subject, the cats.
Oh yes, this is.
Love the whiskers.
Let's see if it's delayed here. So, but this is. I'm sure this is Pearl, my friend's cat. And again, double mirrored. And then I did some coloring in Photoshop and added the border.
Good control of the stereo window.
But I love the way the whiskers kind of form their own ellipse
Yes.
shape there.
Right. It's very nice, yes.
Okay, and the stacked chairs.
Yeah, that's been shown before, I think, in various places. But that's from the last ISU. And I was just admiring all of the art around the Congress grounds, and then discovered this back conference room that was not being used, but they had stacked up these chairs, and I just love the way they look like little creatures, kind of leaning forward, looking for something.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
Sure, thank you.
And Carl.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's a cha-cha from, I don't know, a week ago maybe? I don't know the name of that building, but made me think of rhythms with the wild colors. That's in Portland on the east side.
Yeah, I haven't seen that building.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, it's off the Burnside,
Okay.
like right near the Burnside Bridge on the east side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's kind of referencing agate.
Funny thing about
Yeah.
that building is it's not straight up and down.
Not straight up
It's
and
not
down.
90 degrees to the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be. I use an
The walls
iPhone,
move
and
straight up.
the lens might have flared it out. But honestly, it possibly is not straight. Yeah.
I guess I don't see what you're seeing, Jim. I think the vertical lines on it are pretty good considering how often you get
I just know from
From seeing it.
seeing the building.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, maybe you had a crooked building and you straightened it. You could do that with the Leaning Tower of Pisa too.
Yeah, the positioning of the windows is kind of a hint.
And then the artwork on the outside.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so the bike racks.
Yeah, bike racks in Bend. I almost didn't show this one because I used a Fuji W3, and it seemed to me that the left eye, it was a little fuzzy, like a little out of
Oh, really?
focus, but the right eye was crisp. But
Oh, I see it now.
yeah,
That didn't bother me. The those posts on the lower left bothered me a little bit standing out, and
yeah,
if you could tone those down or clone them out, I think that would really help.
oh yeah,
Also, I never, when things butt up right against the edge, like the tip of the building, that apex that cuts right
Yeah.
at the edge of the frame, it'd be an easy matter just to add some sky on that
yeah, okay,
a little bit, just to give it a little breathing room there. But I love that building. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Thanks.
You were mentioning your W3 having inconsistent focus.
Yeah, and alignment.
Mine did the same thing after I don't know how many thousands of photos. I
Yeah.
think the plastic gears may have worn or something. I don't
Okay.
know how old yours is, but I think that might be a sign of age.
Considerable. I bought it as new old stock. It's but yeah, it's old.
It's a quality that mine now
Yeah.
has too.
Good to know. Yeah, so rhythm, I don't know. It's just some. It was a very gray day, and people stack rocks up around here. I have some more stacked rocks pictures later on. It's at the beach, obviously.
Yeah, it's a great.
Oh, that
great
didn't
subject.
work.
No, that hurts the eye.
Ouch.
I
Okay.
can bring it into focus,
What
but for
happened?
momentarily you're
I
like,
think there's too much deviation.
Yeah, that is
Could be.
interesting. Okay, let's move on. Okay.
I want to see what you're talking about here.
Oh.
It's
Don't-
coming, Bob.
Don't hurt yourselves with the tree
Okay.
picture.
I've got insurance. It's okay.
The stairs, I decided to just use the grayscale and in the program, just because I figured it would look more interesting.
Have you tried to do auto alignment with Stereo Photo Maker? It's just one keystroke, one
Yeah.
command.
Yeah, but I think what I've been doing is
That's better.
I crop it. I've been cropping it in, and
Yes.
Maybe I've been skipping the auto align step.
Yeah, I mean this one, it has a vertical misalignment and also the stereo window is off, and auto alignment will fix both
Would,
at the same
would
time.
it fix the vertical alignment as well?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
I would think so.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. I probably
Worth
just
the
skip
price
that
of
step.
admission, which isn't much.
So, how do you view things when you're editing the photos at home?
I either use the little viewer, like
Or
a,
when you're editing in
thing?
stereo, when you're editing in Stereo Photo Maker, not on the camera.
oh, if I like do the adjust, I'll use the red and blue
So
or red
the anaglyph.
cyan. Yeah, the anaglyph.
So
For doing the adjustments.
When you
yeah.
when you look at the anaglyph, if the red and the blue is really far apart,
Yeah.
then you definitely have a problem. That's
Yeah,
gonna hurt.
what I do is I put the grid on, set it 30, and then I try to use that to not go beyond that width for the foreground and the background. I attempt to, but I don't know. Yeah, let's move on. I gotta practice with this more. Again, this was a wider shot, and I cropped it, and then I used those steps to make sure that it fit, and then it started to bore me. So then the next shot, you can see what I did with Stereo Photo Maker. I was bored, so I just cranked up the saturation and the hue all the way.
Oh wow.
So you can see some patterns there.
So did you stack the rocks?
No.
Or did you find them?
I
out?
found them. Yeah, I found them like that.
Oh, the stereo's really nice in both.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, it's like a pastel, like Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Fruity pebbles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, less boring.
Okay, thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
And Bob, your images now.
Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Whoa.
All right. Starting out with kind of a weird one here. I apologize. My wife took this with her phone and I converted it. These early shots are from the HIGH Museum, Art Museum in Atlanta. This was like I'd call this like a satellite dish. It was about 8 feet in diameter, but it had little facets all over it, so it gave you a different image with which each of the little facets just made really abstract images on it. I thought the light was kind of an interesting pattern. I call this my disarray of patterns. It kind of looks like something you'd see on the back of a moped in China with the and of course they paid money to put this in the art museum, so kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, they instead of using those straps, they could have glued it all, and then it would have been more spectacular.
Looks like my desk.
Maybe they did. Maybe they
Yeah.
Me too. I made a stereo card out of this, and I titled it something like "It needs some spray starch and ironing." I'm not sure what those little things are. like phone cards or something that somebody grabbed.
Wow.
Maybe color samples from the paint store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Well, you don't know what they are. I sure have no idea.
Look like fabric.
Yeah.
Because each individual one has its own pattern.
Yeah. I was fascinated by the ceiling of this art museum. There's several shots here of it. Here's another one that comes to a point, which I thought was interesting. And pattern of the stairways stacked on each other. And a little paisley pattern on this bench.
And that also was an exhibit, huh?
Yeah, this is all at the art museum.
Yeah.
And this chair, I don't know if you can tell, but it's made of layers. I think it's wood. It doesn't really look like wood, but it almost looks like a 3D printer made it with all the different layers.
Right.
I've seen similar things done with glass blowers, blowing beads, where they'll layer things like that and then shape.
Uh-huh. And that's my ceiling again. I like it. Looked like a spider web to me with the shadows.
Right.
And you could use this same image next month on the shadows theme.
There you go. Now, I had to look this thing up. We were at the Delta Flight Museum in Atlanta, and they had some airplanes on the runway there. And this is the back of the airplane. You're looking through some glass. Those vertical lines are glass panes, and the dots in front are on the glass. But that quilting pattern in the back is, it covers the aft pressure dome, which helps control fuselage flexing. This is a fairly modern jet airplane. Well, I never knew a back of a plane had that hidden back there.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that either.
On the outside of the plane?
No, this is on the inside, but you know, we never see it. You know, that's back where the stewardesses are. It's back of that. I like the patterns on this guy's outfit, little gnome guy. This is at the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. He's playing with his little toy car there.
Mm-hmm. So the one thing that bothers me a little bit about this image is the two people at the far left.
Yeah, I tried. There was more. I tried to cut them off, but then it would have cut the car off.
Yeah.
I agree.
Do you use Photoshop at all?
No.
No, you can Photoshop.
Otherwise,
it
I'd
out.
win a lot of awards.
Well, it's just a great remove tool that you can just highlight them and it'll take them out and replace the background.
Yeah, and actually Photoshop has something pretty amazing. If you take a series of shots, your camera on the tripod, you take a series of shots in the same place, and then it'll remove everything that varies from shot to shot. So it'll take all the people out or all the moving cars and leave the background. Yeah, that's an amazing tool, because you know, if you're in a busy place, you just put your thing on the tripod, take a picture every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds, take I don't know 20 or 30 photos, and then it'll process them all. And so
you can even do that. Years ago we had a tripod at Yellowstone Falls where everyone watches from the platform and just put a tripod up and did what you described, just took a picture every few seconds, and eventually everybody moved, and you pick all the clear spots and layer them.
Well, yeah, but you don't even have to do that manually. Photoshop will do that automatically for you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, this was 25 years ago.
Okay. But yeah.
So you take a picture as if nobody's there. Right?
Yeah, it looks empty. Yeah.
And another gnome with his little patterns on his arms and his chest.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Jim, you're up.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of the patterns in the music that she's playing. This is a lady that plays hymns on the accordion and little quips from the Reader's Digest and entertains the senior folks. Now in the background is a brick. I'm thinking of the pattern of the bricks. I'm fascinated by the random effect of random bricks. I wonder whether did they put all the bricks in a big pot and stir them, or how do they make bricks random? Anyway, there's some bricks. And it looks like they're building some kind of a pattern on there.
Color form kind of thing.
This is at Omzi, the saber-toothed cat at Omzi. My wife and a friend in the background there. And near this is a fabric store. I love the colors and the way things are piled up. There's another shot. Same idea.
That's great.
And here, what do you call it? Place that sells glasses.
Optometrist.
Optometrist, yes.
Or optician, I guess. Opticians are the lowest ones. They just
Yeah. That's a better word. Optician. Yeah. And here, I guess I'm thinking of the pattern of the songs that they're singing.
Okay, thank you, Jim. And George, you're up.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, let's start with some nature patterns. If you photograph flowers, I'm amazed not only for the overall pattern. If you look within each stem, it has its own pattern at the top.
Wow. How did you light this?
How did I light it?
Yeah, is this natural light?
Yes, natural light.
Very vivid.
What is it?
Those cacti?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like cactus.
What is it, George?
Kind of a cactus in Arizona.
Beautiful.
Is it a flower?
No, just cactus stems, I guess.
Aerial shot
Oh,
of New York City in the wintertime.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a sunflower.
Ooh.
Interesting pattern here.
Yeah.
And which of your rigs were you using for these?
A variety of things. Like this one was my Sony twin cameras. These are flowers. Now, if you look at the edge, you look at an interesting pattern around each sleeve. So pattern within a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last one. You know, these wasps, they build a hexagonal pattern to lay the eggs, and you see here in different stages of development of the nest.
I think your left and right are switched.
This I took with my, I think this I extracted out of a 3D video. Either that or I used the
It
Panasonic
looks better
3D
with
lens.
it looks better with the cyan on the left.
That's beautiful. Which camera were you shooting the video with?
Well, it's the Sony TD20 that has 20 millimeter lens spacing.
Do people agree with me that it's switched?
It looks okay to me.
Yeah, I don't see anything pseudo about it.
That's beautiful.
Jim, I wonder if you hit a key and swap the images, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
That I've done that before.
Oh, maybe I did.
So this nest started developing in the summer around June, and it started with the queen bee making, you know, her own little nest, and then workers started coming out, and then they accelerated. So you see the different developments. The ones that are tapped, after a while they will open, and a new wasp will come out from there. And eventually they all die in the fall. When it gets cold, they die, and I don't know, the queen goes and hides, and then it comes back the next season. Now, some man-made structures. I always like to go under the electric towers and take pictures like this one.
Oh, yeah,
And
nice.
I don't know if you remember that. If you were at the ISU, maybe Robert remembers. This is a piece of art standing right underneath and looking up. And I think there's something similar in the United States too by the same artist. This one exists in many varieties. We've seen it, you know, other people have photographed. I took this in the museum of, what's that museum called? I forget now. Not science, but
Where's it at, George?
I took this in Cleveland, but there is a series of museums in other cities too. Oh, it's in the same museum. That's my wife inside a big kaleidoscope. So I was at the other end, and I don't know if you use the X-Real Beam Pro or my iPhone sequentially. I tried both, and they were pretty similar. Oh, I love this. I mean, this is real engineering work. A bridge by my house, and you see the pattern of the columns proceeding at infinity.
Yeah.
That's a long bridge.
Yes, quite long. And trying to create something on my own, a bunch of straws. I tried to find colorful straws, photograph them looking straight down. This one, you recognize the artist. What's his name? Chikuli?
Chihuli or something like that.
Chihuli? Yes, I think that was at the NSA convention in, where was it? Close to you guys.
I bet it was 2022.
Tacoma.
Yes.
Yes, a big show in Tacoma.
Tacoma, yes.
Tacoma, right.
I mean, I think I photographed this at the top. Now, that doesn't seem to have a pattern in it. Like, you know, it seems a random collection of different patterns, different geometrical figures. And I think that's my last entry for patterns.
Okay, thank you, George. And so basically I've been doing cats, as people have probably noticed. So I was trying to get patterns of cats, and
That's cute.
These are AI generated?
these are all Mid-Journey. Yes.
Yeah. You don't have that many cats.
No, I don't think I could handle that many. I like cats, but I don't know that I could handle that many cats. If 3 wanted to be petted at the same time, that would present a problem. So those 4 photos all used the same prompt, and they were just various interpretations. This one, I just think I asked for patterns of cats. And then now this is where AI failed but still came up with something. I wanted a picture of cats skipping stones to create patterns on the water. And those cats aren't skipping stones, or at least not as I think of skipping stones, but basically I love the patterns on the water. And there's another one.
Yeah, beautiful.
And one more. And then I asked for cats walking in the snow, creating patterns of paw prints. And and here I asked for, and again, it's hard for me to figure out how these pieces fit together. I asked for a cat making paw prints on a window with birds outside of the window. And you can see the patterns of birds, but I can't figure out how AI came up with this, but it's interesting patterns. And that one looks more like paw prints, although I think you can vaguely see birds out the window. And this one. So those are all, I just updated Mid-Journey cats, so for people who have looked at it before, there's new cat. I updated about every couple of weeks. So all of those cats that I showed tonight are in the latest edition. And Steve.
Okay. So this first one is a kind of humorous illustration of rhythm in nature as the brass band walks in the rain. And here's rhythm in nature as you see a triplet of mushrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's poetic or musical, but there it is. And here we see the pattern in the wasp's eye, illustrating more clearly the patterns in nature. And of course the patterns in the wasp. And here's patterns of nature created by man. And here's more patterns of nature, and we start to see the rhythm in the petals of the flower, and in the center of the flower as well.
Yeah, that's some kind of fly. That's not a bee.
Yeah.
Not that it needs to be a bee, but I just thought I'd point that out. It's a fly, like a horse fly or something.
Like mimicking a bee.
With the stripes like that?
Yeah, yeah. There are flies like
I'm
that.
I'm not sure what species it is. like the pattern and the mixture of the patterns and the rhythm of the patterns.
It's amazing.
And here we have patterns just creating some leading lines and interest.
And somebody forgot their glasses.
Yeah, I like to photograph found objects, like things that I see that are lost, you know. Oh, sorry. This is unfortunately pseudo. I'm not sure why that happened.
Oh, yeah.
But here we have trains as musical notes, creating, again, a humorous illustration of
Turn your glasses
rhythm
upside down.
and pattern.
Pretty good.
And I apologize for the pseudo. That I'm not sure how that happened.
Happens to all of us.
Yeah, sooner or later. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and here's patterns and rhythm in architecture. And this is at the Chicago Cultural Center.
Beautiful shot.
I like that one.
And here's more patterns in art. This is a glass paperweight, just a close-up detail.
Very fractal oriented.
And here's an example of what appears to be complete chaos in 2D, but shows pattern and rhythm in 3D.
Yeah.
And I created this in a program called OneLab.
Yeah, it's nice color.
Lots of patterns, but it's complete chaos. There's you can't distinguish anything in 2D, but once you see it in 3D, there's the order. Okay, now these next three are all from the same image. Just some splashes of lines of color, and this one I did it with just a simple 5% 5% displacement. Excuse me, trying to find the word. Displacement map on each side. And then this is the same image, but using a height map. And this is the same image using a glass marble effect. And again, these are all done in OneLab.
Yeah, I'd never heard of OneLab before. It looks like something to.
You may have heard of Mirror Lab, and this is their new iteration.
OneLab, you said.
Yeah.
It's like a stereo generation type.
No, it doesn't do stereo. I've manipulated it for the stereo by creating two images with slight deviation within the program. So this next one is my most complex image. I used OneLab, Mirror Lab, the GIMP, Stereo Photo Maker, 3D Steroid Pro, Samsung Photo Editor, and all kinds of different elements based on one photograph of a beat.
Wow.
And this is my last one, and this shows patterns created by rhythm. These are flashing LEDs that change color, and they're just spinning, just moving in a circular motion as I swing them around.
Very creative.
Okay, thank you, Steve. And Mark, I see you got here in time to talk about your images.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, but I just rolled in. So this is a lake up in the Rocky Mountain National Park that just happened to have rain falling on the day that we were there, but I thought the raindrops in the lake made interesting patterns. And during a Portland snowstorm, this is a bunch of power transformers in a storage yard. It's a bit hyper, so they're actually a little bigger than they look in this picture, but I like the way the caps of snow covered each one there.
Yeah.
And this is a cemetery just a few blocks away from where the NSA convention was in Minneapolis this last summer. Military cemetery.
Have you ever taken a picture of the cemetery where one 2D picture can be 3D when you cross your eyes a little bit?
No.
Sure, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So if they have gravestones that are equally spaced, that's one situation where you can do that.
You can get the same
So
effect
a single
with a
picture.
chain link fence.
That's a big cemetery.
This was a collage on the ceiling of an airport. I think it might have been the Atlanta airport. It's been several years since I shot this, so I can't recall exactly, but it was, I think they were trying to make it look like a rainforest, but I thought it was an interesting pattern that they came up with up there.
What is it made of? Is it like metal hanging from the ceiling, or?
It looked more like cardboard or plastic, maybe. I don't think it was metal.
Okay.
But they had a lot of different layers going on there. Yeah, here's a pattern of sea anemones over the coast. They look much different when the water is in, but at low tide, they're all just hanging there in the dry.
Yikes.
And this is Death Valley. There was a area, I can't recall the exact name of what they called this particular spot, but there's all these sort of like 5 or 6 sided shapes just in it's kind of a salty soil, and water must collect there infrequently, and somehow these shapes come up like this. But as far as you can see, there were, and each of those shapes is about probably 3 feet, 4 feet across, so they're pretty good size.
And it's interesting, nobody's tried walking across them.
That's a Badwater Basin, I think.
It's somewhere right around there, yeah. I don't.
The salt flats, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And this is in Ilwaco, Washington. One of the years when I was helping Herb with the fireworks show, I walked up to a dried out pond and found these amazing deep cracks all over the surface, which had to snap a shot or two of that. It was a very interesting pattern up there.
Yeah, it's always interesting. I work with highway signing, and the reflective sheeting will do that if it's old enough and weathered just right. You don't see it a lot, but you do see it from time to time. You get a pattern similar to this. I think the material, it shrinks and then it pulls itself apart in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at old paintings under a microscope, you'll see very much similar thing.
Huh. So this is a silo on a farm. When I was a teenager, my family lived on a farm for 3 years, and so we went back to visit it more recently. And I love the pattern of the little steps going up to the top there. I don't think I'd want to climb up there, but the repeating pattern I thought was nice, though.
When you're a kid, it looks easy.
Yeah. And I got a few flower shots here that I thought the pattern of the repeating petals around was very nice. These are all dahlias.
Beautiful.
I think that might be the last one there. Yep.
Okay, so now we're into open projectors. So Matt has some interesting stuff. A man after my own heart.
Yes, right up your alley, Herb. This is a photo I took with my hydrogen one of our cat, Kaiju, who will feature in this brief presentation. I'm very inspired by Herb's cats, AI cats, and wanted to try my own. I'm just curious about generative AI. I've generated these with Nano Banana Pro, which is from Google. I just happen to have a pro account. They're not as photorealistic as Midjourney. But what I did is I fed it a couple of photos of Kaiju, that's the cat's name, along with the prompts, and it was able to put Kaiju in these scenes. These are all converted with Immersity. I tried Immersity and Owl 3D, and I found Immersity just gave me much better results. For instance, Owl 3D on this one insisted on putting the cat in front of the fleeing people in depth, so the cat was sort of intersecting some people and way out in front of the screen. I think it just had a problem with scale that Immersity was able to figure out. This is much more in her, personality as a giant monster. This is Kaiju as operating a steam locomotive. I wanted to try like steam, smoke, something, kind of grungy, see how Immersity would do with it, see what Nano Banana Pro would do with it, and I thought the results were worth sharing here.
Yeah.
Nice job with the smoke.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
So smoke is, and this was something I learned, from the presentation a few weeks ago at the NYSA. Because smoke, you can't make a depth map of smoke because it's at different layers. It's semi-transparent, so it's a challenge in doing the conversion.
It is kind of gathered in the corner, but it seems to know what smoke is, at least.
Yeah.
And I'll note that with Immersity, the latest model, they offer 2 models to convert to 3D. The latest isn't always the best. I think this is done with the older model, 3D model, however that works.
So 3.0 is the earlier.
3.0 is the earlier. This is Kaiju, supposed to be like an independent filmmaker, and I think the conversion is really good, which is why I kept it. This one was more of an iterative creation where I kept prompting the thing to add more elements. And it did okay. It's kind of strange. It put a little like mini version of Kaiju as Kaiju's assistant there. It was originally naked. I don't know if the AI has a sense of humor, but amongst the cat spectators, there's a fox. You can see it to the right of the fighting cat woman in white. That's not a prompt that I gave it, so it's got a mind of its own.
Mm-hmm. Well, AI seems to have a mind of its own.
Indeed, yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Right. The conversion of this one is okay. I wish the cat wasn't in front of the window and she looks a little warped, but the camera looks good. couldn't figure out a 3D camera. It kept stacking the lenses on top of each other. I finally gave up. This is Kaiju as an archaeologist. It's interesting that sometimes the AI gives her human hands. Sometimes she has paws. And Owl 3D had a real hard time with the placement of the magnifying glass. Didn't seem to understand she's supposed to be looking through it. Mercity did a lot better. And I think the AI doesn't really make a lot of sense. She's not really looking at that skull, so I don't know if that factors into these AI 3D conversions. But that magnifying glass was a challenge for both of them. And I think this is the final one. This is Kaiju as a 1950s Formula One race car driver. It's a fun image. Immersity had a real hard time with her whiskers in this one. They're all a little off in the conversions. This is the Immersity 4.0 model, and it's interesting. It just sort of severed them and put them on the ground. If you look at her left whiskers, that's a creative decision that the Immersity converter made. They weren't originally disconnected like that. So it kind of almost got it. At least they make more sense than the Immersity 3 model. And it's interesting, the other cats driving the race cars don't have helmets and goggles. It's just stuck some cats in there. But this is a fun project. I learned a lot about the AI image, the generative AI. And I had a chance to play with a couple 3D conversion tools. So thanks, Herb. It was inspiring.
Using Immersity, my understanding is that Immersity, you can't buy individual credits. You have to be on a monthly plan that gives you a certain number of credits per month. So how much did this cost you in terms of Immersity?
So I am already on that subscription plan. I think it's, $5 a month. You get 500 credits, and the type of conversion model and the resolution are a couple options that can make it less or more expensive in terms of credits. For the full shebang, the highest resolution, it's like 70 credits using their latest model. Using their older model, which is sometimes a better model, with a lower resolution image is something like 30 credits. And I've actually had the subscription for a couple of months. I've been playing around with like family photos and that kind of thing. So, I was kind of leaning towards it anyway, but it gave me a chance to make some comparisons.
Yeah, it's good information. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, could you put back the cat invading the people over the city? I didn't quite see that one.
Here we go.
There we go. Yeah. That is really something else, that one.
Yeah, it did a great job with this. It took a lot of prompts to get this one to work. And one thing I did wrong is and this is a Google thing, I told it specifically to set it in the financial district in San Francisco. And I think it went to like Google Maps and tried to do something a little more accurate, but it was weirdly broken. I found that, like with this prompt in particular, the more leeway I gave the AI, the better the result. I did tell it to put in the helicopters. I did tell it to make it a night scene. I said to have her claws extended, her fangs exposed, and it did the rest.
Very good. Very good.
A lot of fun. Give it a try.
Did you need several prompts to get it the way it looks now, or was you quite good on your first attempt on
For this one, it was the first prompt. For most of them, it was the first prompt. The one that I kept editing, I guess, for lack of a better word, was the one with the movie camera. I kept having it add more and more elements, the cat spectators, and then the barriers, and then the movie lights, and then more cat spectators, clothes on the assistant cat, the little kitten there. And it, seemed to keep up.
Very nice.
Very impressive. Thanks for that.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks, Herb.
Okay, Jim.
Yeah. Well, I took some pictures at the Vancouver, Washington riverfront. Oh, now we're skipping to Amzi, and this is the Gravitram.
Oh, that's nice.
Built by Shab Levy.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was going to Shabs.
Shab Levy and another man built this way back, and it seems to me it's the oldest thing in Amzi, the thing in Amzi that's been there the longest.
Yeah, and I think it was either the first or second Gravitram that he built. It was one of his original ones. Shab worked at Amzi, for people who don't know.
Did he make some others that are in other places?
Oh yeah, he made lots and lots of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I'm sure this was either the very first or the second one that he built. There's a website, gravitram.com, that, if it's still around, that was Shab's website.
What do they do?
It's just like a tram. Think of a tram where there are balls that roll down, by gravity. And then there are certain motion things that when the ball hits a certain part, the weight causes it to shift, and so you have, the whole thing is a kinetic sculpture.
It's wonderful to watch. Sometimes two gather together, and then when the third one comes, then it lets one go, and so on.
The website is still up if anyone's interested.
Okay,
you can see the ball in there. Another one.
It would take some planning.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, plus you have to be good with bending the metal so that the balls roll smoothly on it.
Yeah, Shab was the spirit behind the 3D Center. One of the originals of the art club. Now this is the statue of Ilchi, Moon Girl, on the Vancouver waterfront.
Oh.
She was born about 1800. She lived near the mouth of the Columbia. This statue is by Eric Jensen, 1994. And this is Wendy Rose, and it's built by women welders celebrating the women who worked at the Kaiser shipyards during World War II. And included in the sculpture are a Bonneville Dam and other symbols of the era. There you can see him with my wife in the background. And another shot of that at the base of the sculpture.
Okay, that looks like it.
And here we have
A little closer in.
this is back to Ilchi, the moon girl. She was born about 1800. And here's a detail from that one.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
Very nice.
And George, your open projector.
Yeah, I like to show you what's happening around here. We're January, we're in the middle of the winter. There's a lot of snow. As a matter of fact, the schools were closed today. We got about 12 inches of snow, and they will close tomorrow because the temperatures will drop below 0 tonight. Well, if it's not that cold, my wife and I, go out with our morning walks. Next, and our new companion, which is this guy, he's the successor of Vinny. His name is Oslo. We call him Ozzy or Az. Next. He's a small dog, but he doesn't mind the cold at all. The temperature is in the single digits and he's out playing with the snow.
Wow.
Next.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Do you have booties for the dog?
No. He doesn't seem to need them. His owners are fine with it. He's not our dog, it's the neighbor's dog. He loves, I throw him a stick and then he goes and grabs the stick and comes back to me, jumps over the log, and then I take a picture with him with my Sony cameras. Next. Like this one, and my wife is in the back. And the other thing I've been doing this month, next, I'm taking pictures of birds. Oh, okay, that's another one where he plays with a stick. Is Robert Bloomberg there?
Yes.
He had to cut out early.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was gonna show him something. Anyway, so I'm taking pictures of birds around our bird feeders. This is a northern flicker. So this is a kind of how do they call them? Anyway, it's rare to see him in the feeders, and then now this guy is coming. Normally they feed down in the ground. So I was happy to take a picture of him. Next. This is called the European starling. They're interesting birds. People don't like them because, they go and they raid the feeders, and so they're not very popular or likable birds, but they're pretty interesting and beautiful. Next. Of course, we have the blue jays. They're my favorites. I feed them peanuts. They grab the whole peanuts, they put a bunch of them in their mouth sometimes. Sometimes they take one, they drop it, they can run, they drop it. People say they try to find the heaviest one. I don't know if that's true or not. Next. This is a downy woodpecker. Okay, the northern flicker is also a type of woodpecker. The downy woodpecker is a small little woodpecker. And the next one is called the red belly woodpecker. If you look at his belly, he has a red color in his belly. That's where the name comes from. Next, and of course, we always have the how do you call those guys?
Squirrel.
The squirrels, yes.
Squirrel, yeah.
They need to eat too, so they say, "Where's my breakfast?" They're hanging around. Next, and I want to show you a gift that my son gave me, this little feeder that attached the window. So you put in the window and then the birds come there and you could be sitting really close, like I wash the dishes and they come right in front of me. And of course, if you can see them, you can take a picture of them. And because you can get really close, you can use your Fuji, maybe stay a little back and zoom. You can use the Panasonic 3D1 for a shorter base. Also stay a little bit back and zoom in. Or any camera you want. Of course, they're going to be behind this window. Next. It's a nice gift if you want to look at the birds close up. sometimes they notice you and they run away. Sometimes they don't notice you if you stay still, so you can be really close looking at them. And that's what keeps me busy now in the winter.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is select images for ISCC. What I'll do is I'll go through all the images one time and then come back to this slide and give people an opportunity to log in. So anyone who wants to volunteer as a judge is free to do so. But let me first go through all the images one time. Okay, so I think that's all of them. So, basically, if you'd like to serve as a judge, you can use this screen to log in. If not, just sit back and relax.
I'm getting a message that I can't reach the site. Anybody else?
It's working for me.
Seems to be. Let's see. Yeah, it worked.
Hmm.
Let me try it on another browser. No, it is working for me.
I'm gonna try it one more time here.
Okay, Matt, George, Mark, Gary, and Steve are all logged in, and David. So, and Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead without me. I can't get it going.
Okay, so basically, this is the first image. Let me start.
Is this up to 100?
0 to 99.
All right.
It should actually say that on your.
It does. Okay.
Okay, so the total on this, or actually I think we'll use median, is 772 is the median. Let me on this is 80.
Hung up.
No, yeah, it was me, the screen. I kept pushing it and nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the median is 70 on this one. Median is 70 on this one. Median is 60 on this one. Median is 40 on this one. And median is 70 on this one. Median is 80 on this one. Median is 75. Median is 76. Median is 70. 70. 75. 70. 75. 80. So that was the last one. So what we have is the first place is this is El Sobrante Guarda Sahib Gatka. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation. This is by Matt, and so this and what happens is we use median as the basic score, but when the median ties, we use the total as a tiebreaker. So the top three all had the same median of 80, but the totals were slightly different. So this is the first place. Second place, this is by Mark Wilkie, Mountain at Sunset. And this is third place, Mark Wilkie, Be in Flight. And this is fourth place, Matt, North Salmon Beach. And then fifth place, Looking Up by Bob Curtis. And then this is Garden Guard by Steve Wessing. So these are the 6 images that we will submit for the second round of ISCC. Thank you to everybody who submitted images.
Very cool.
I have a question about your shot that just got scored there. What is that? Is that a sculpture or a transmission tower or something?
Oh, looking at the upwards. The one, did you do that one?
No.
That's the same thing that Dr. T showed. It's from the ISU outing. It's a sculpture.
Okay.
was this one. This one.
Just looking
Great
at it, it
subject.
doesn't look like it would stand up and hold together there. It looks like there's gaps where there's nothing supporting it.
Right.
Well, it's got those wires that are the
Yeah,
support.
that's definitely a good 3D subject.
Yeah. I think Bob Bloomberg did one too in the stereoscopy for ISU.
Okay, and so just some announcements. Our next meeting, February 23rd. The theme is shadows, and we'll select images for ISU Code Folio 37. And then the March meeting, the theme is mystery, and we'll select images for the third round of ISCC.
Cool.
And then some announcements. So CSC memberships, they're available for either 1 or 2 years. The Stereo Views newsletters is one of the benefits of membership. And every month when the Stereo Views gets emailed out, the subject line on that email tells you when your membership expires. So if your membership expired at the end of December, it's due for renewal now. You must be a current member in order to participate in either ISCC or ISU. And the bylaws state that you must join or renew a minimum of 40 days prior to the annual meeting in order to be eligible to vote for officers. And so for 2026, that's March 18th. And we do provide a 4-month grace period for the Stereo Views. So if your membership expired and you don't renew, you'll continue to get Stereo Views through April, and then no more Stereo Views. And so if you want to renew, that QR code will take you to the renewal page. And,
Herb, I just took a look at my email and it says my membership expires in 2026, but do we go by calendar years then? How do I know when in 2026?
It would be December of 2026.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the memberships are calendar years. So.
Okay.
And so PSA memberships. I don't know how many people in the club are actually PSA members, but thank you to Lee for pointing out that there's going to be a substantial increase in the PSA membership fee, basically effective March 1st. So what I don't list every possible membership type. There are memberships for clubs, there's international memberships, so I just listed the ones that are probably most common that would affect the people at this meeting. But as you can see, there's a substantial increase, in the membership rate. So if you want to take advantage of the old membership rate, you want to renew prior to March 1st.
Okay.
PSA does not make it easy to do that, because if you go to the website, if your membership is not imminently due to expire, I don't know how much in advance, but basically it doesn't let you renew online unless your membership is right about to expire. So, but what you can do is you can print out a membership form, which is good for either new or renewal, and fill that out and mail it into PSA, and that lets you renew even if your membership is, has quite a bit of time left on it. So I renewed my personal membership, and the CSC also renewed our club membership. So we sent that in last week. So, because that's quite a bit of difference. And PSA study groups, I'm going to let Steve talk about this.
So yeah, the 3D digital discussion group has recently lost another member. So there's an opening if anybody's interested. We basically post an image every month, and we all comment and give suggestions, and it's a great way to learn different techniques and how other people do things. So, and you have to be a PSA member, so that goes right along with the PSA membership. The 3D discussion group is the only 3D discussion group that they have. So they have probably 100 different groups, but this is the only 3D one. So there's at least one opening, maybe two right now. So if anybody's interested, you can find it on the PSA website.
Actually, you can't, because I actually went to the PSA website, and they don't list the 3D discussion group as having any openings. So.
Well, okay.
I mean, that doesn't mean the website is correct, but I did actually go, because I would have put on a QR code on this slide for the website had it been listed, and it isn't. So.
Yeah, I think you just apply, and the leader will of the group will get back to you.
Okay. So, how many people are on the study group?
Right now, I believe there are 6, and I believe there are 8 spots altogether.
Okay, so basically they're not very big groups. So basically, membership is limited. So if you're interested and you don't apply, it might go years before there's another opening. So that's something to keep in mind.
Interesting.
The other thing is, with 8 people, what you're doing is each month you're commenting on 7 other photos, and then you're getting comments from 7 other people on your photos. So I think that could be a really help you improve your photography.
Yeah, it's been really helpful for me.
So anyway, if you can't find any way to, get through the PSA website, maybe Steve can help you with that if you contact him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last thing, oops, what's going on here?
Rotated into Stereopix rooms.
Oh, there we go. Owl 3D Shift is a Kickstarter campaign. And so I don't know how many people are familiar with Kickstarter. I'll explain it briefly. If a group or if an individual or a group wants to develop a new product, they can use various sites. Kickstarter is one such site where they basically ask people who are interested to help fund the project. And they have a certain goal for how much money they need to raise. And if they get a sufficient number of people to say, yes, I'll back that project, then the project gets funded and everybody gets charged for whatever their specific contribution was. If the project doesn't get enough interest, then it doesn't get funded, and nobody, and no money is deducted from anybody's pledge. So it only gets funded if they have enough money to meet their goal. So Owl 3D, which currently offers software to do 3D conversion, and I've been using their software for my Midjourney cats, they are now about to launch a Kickstarter project for, and this information, I have nothing other than what's been on the web and some limited discussion, but it's a 14-inch glasses-free HD monitor. So HD means 1920 by 1080. The Kickstarter campaign is scheduled to launch on February 24th. When a Kickstarter campaign launches, often they'll have a limited number of early adopter spots that often have a less expensive price and an earlier ship date. And they do that so because what they're hoping to do is in the first couple of days of the campaign get a big head start in their fundraising, so it looks like they're headed towards a roaring success. So that's why they offer the early adopter places. So what Owl 3D is offering is for a refundable $5 deposit, which means you can put in a $5 deposit now and decide later whether you actually want to fund it or not. You can lock in the $399 super early bird price and priority shipping and the lifetime Owl 3D Plus license. So I don't know what the price is going to be if you're not one of the super early bird backers, but it might be as much as $100 more, or it might not be a lifetime license. You might have to pay a monthly fee. I don't know. But basically, I was sufficiently interested that I plunked down my $5 deposit to lock in that early bird price. So the specifications claim that with a supported computer and graphics card, and basically they have more information about what that is. For a Mac, it's an M1 or better, Mac. And then there are certain specs for what a Windows must be. You need a supported graphics card in order to make this work. You can drag any window onto the display to have that content be converted to, they call immersive 3D in real time using the software running on your computer. So you can drag a YouTube window on and see the video in 3D or, whatever. I guess it could be either, maybe a Photoshop window, so not, a video, but just a still picture. But anything you drag on there will be converted to 3D in real time. So, they claim that it supports full and half side-by-side formats. So if you already have 3D content, you can view it on the Owl 3D Shift. So they say it supports 3D Blu-rays. Now, there aren't a lot of 3D Blu-ray players that will play on your computer any sort of protected, commercial 3D Blu-rays. So I know there are some for Windows. I'm not aware of any for Mac, but I'm just basically saying what their specs state there. And the URL and the QR code if you're interested.
Yeah, there was a question in the Discord about the Blu-ray. They said you have to rip the Blu-ray to your computer. That you can't just connect up a Blu-ray player.
Okay.
Some people thought they could.
Okay, so there are Blu-ray rippers that come from China for that'll run on Mac, and I have used them and they do work. Basically, it's a violation of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act to rip a protected Blu-ray disc, so you're not going to find any U.S. software that will do that for you. But basically, Chinese don't care about the Digital Millennial Copyright Act, so you can find Chinese software that'll do it.
Yeah, what's the size of the file if you rip a 2-hour movie?
A few gigabytes.
A few gigs.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, a Blu-ray is not that huge, so.
Okay. Yeah.
I use
gigabytes are cheap now.
I use a Chinese ripper called DVD Fab.
Yeah.
But it also rips Blu-ray 3Ds.
Yes.
Not just DVDs.
Yes, so that's the software that I have also used, DVD Fab. So, anyway, if you're interested, there's the information. I have no particular inside information other than being one of their $5 backers at this point.
Yeah, I also gave him my $5. See what happens.
Okay. No.
But doesn't that mean that you would pay $3.99 if they do the project?
No, what that means is when the Kickstarter campaign opens on February 24th, I will be entitled to one of the super early bird prices. So that, in other words, if I didn't pay the $5 deposit, all the super early bird slots might be grabbed before I log in. You know, and so what this guarantees me is a shot to pay $3.99 rather than whatever the higher price is.
Okay.
So they can't charge my credit card for $3.99 if I don't follow up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you go to their website, which is listed at the bottom of that slide, there you can see what the minimum hardware requirements are. And see if you have a graphics card that's good enough. It's not a real high end. I think it's a fairly low. RTX 30 series is the lowest for doing the conversion in real time. And if you only want to do SBS and half SBS, it's something like a GTX 1650. So.
Okay, thanks, David.
Yep.
Okay, so the last thing on my agenda, I forgot to make a slide of this, but I'm going to show the first part of the ISU folio. So let me do is share my screen first. And why is it doing this? This is crazy. Maybe it won't let me share. Well, it's putting up a warning, so I don't know if it's going to let me share it. But let's give it a try and see what happens. So if it doesn't share it, then open system settings, because I didn't give. Okay, I see what happened. I updated my system. Okay, let me try it again. Share. And share the sound.